What's up, guys? So just got done doing a chest workout. I'll post a little bit of that in the members section. Gonna start this road to 500 pound bench. I want one. I don't know. But for this video, I want to talk about on my pushing days, my chest days, I do cupping or I do flat wrist work. So first I'm gonna do fingers, stuff that I focus on fingers, so kind of like a grip work. And then we're gonna get into cupping two-handed and one-handed, and isolating the top of my hand and the bottom of my hand, so like a supinated cup and like a pronated cup. And then we'll do a heavy resistance cup with a small handle deep in my palm for just like a heavy static slash like plyometric or isometric, whatever you want to call it. So I guess I'll show you guys how I do that.
All right, guys, so I'm going to show you guys some of the hand positioning here. I start with this barbell because this is how I'm going to hit fingers. So this is like the closest thing I'll do to grip work besides messing with the gripper sometimes. So you see I'm grabbing it flat here. This is just for general fingers. Down, you go as far as you can before the bar's about to fall off your fingers, and then you up to your hand, and then a small wrist curl up. The most important part is the finger flexion up to the palm. That's the most important part. Now, sometimes you can go knuckles up like this, and it kind of hits your riser and your wrist flexion in your top of your hand, or you can supinate into the bar like this, and it'll hit the bottom part of your hand, and more of like a supination approach. So this is the rising one, like this, right? And then back to flat. So this is what I normally do, is the flat one. There are some ways to hit different angles, but generally I'm doing flat. So this is with a little bit of weight here, just to kind of show you guys. I think I had a 45 and a 35 on each side, whatever that is. But I start my cupping exercises with this one always. I start with a bunch of finger work, just to try to get the flexors, the finger flexors, stronger. All right, so as far as I can go down, and then the wrist curl up. Right. The important part, like I said, is getting the fingers to close and letting the fingers go as far as they can open, and then all the way to close is the thing I'm trying to focus on the most. So it's not about getting the deepest wrist curl; it's about getting the fingers working. All right. So now we're going to switch to a country crush. This is a two-handed rolling device. Two-handed devices are good for saving time, but yeah. So you can go knuckles up on this one, where you're going knuckles up, and this is going to work the top part of your hand, so you're kind of hammer curling while you're doing it, or you can go knuckles down, or you supinate into it, kind of like I'm showing you there. So knuckles up, knuckles down, right? So the first one you're going to see me doing here is going to be knuckles up. I'll show you guys an example. This is like a front view, I guess, of it. But I'm leaning back, and I have a side view coming up like that, but I'm rising into the handle, so my knuckles are going up, and as I do the wrist curl, I'm kind of pronating into the handle a bit as well. So this is more like a top rolling, high hooking style of cupping that it hits. But if you once you learn how to do it well, you can definitely help isolate it. So this is kind of the side view from me doing the high one. You're going to see me pull backwards, so it's kind of like I'm top rolling into my chest. I'm leaning back really far as I'm doing it. Obviously just lightweight to show you guys the movement here. And then I'm going to switch over here to like a more of a chopping style, and this is going to be lower. Like, so you see me supinating. I'm using the bottom part of my hand, the pinky and like ring finger side of my hand, down that side of my forearm. Now this I usually get I can get a lot heavier with this motion. It's about you should be able to get a way deeper cup doing it this way. But I'm starting to supinate in, and I'm pulling the front of the handle down. I don't know if you can see the handle sloping, because I'm supinating the handle as I pull it down. Now, like I said, two-handed workouts, they're faster, but you can't really, I like one-handed workouts because you can kind of isolate a little bit better. But if you're in a pinch for time, then two-handed workouts are a little better. Also, two-handed workouts on this bar will work your chest a little more because you're squeezing the bar together. All right, so this is the low hand, the chopping style. See how I'm not leaning back, I'm forcing it down, and I'm supinating the handle downwards as I'm doing it. You definitely feel it a little more on your inner elbow and down the bottom part of your forearm, the ulnar side of your forearm, right? So this is the cone handle. Those are my favorite handles. When you have the fat part, wherever the fat part's in your hand, that's where it challenges. So I'm gonna go knuckles up on this one. I'm gonna pull back to my chest, and then I'm gonna cup it in. But it's always gonna be in the top of my hand. I'm never really gonna be closing my pinky finger around it very tightly, or my ring finger. It's all gonna be through my index finger at a downward angle, right? So I'm kind of top rolling it up to my chest, up to my boobs, right, or down to my boobs. So I'll show you guys an example here. Sorry, the camera kept falling over all day. I'm trying to show you guys these lifts though. So always rising into the handle, always fighting the fat part of the handle at all times. And you'll feel this burning in the radial side of your forearm, the upper side of your forearm, for sure. And it's more of a muscle memory thing. This lift, while trying to get stronger at it, is really important. Getting used to having the pressure up there is really important. Now here's the handle's flipped around, and now the fat part is on my bottom 2 fingers. So I'm going to be doing chopping and a supinating motion as I'm curling this in, right? So I won't be gripping too tightly with my index finger. I'll be using my bottom 2 fingers to control the handle a little bit more as I cup it in. Now, thick handles like this always target your fingers more than small diameter handles. So just know that. I mean, I know I did finger work earlier, but this also kind of hits your fingers because it's such a fat handle. So, yep, bar keeps slipping. By the way, my forearms are looking jacked in this video. I don't know, I just have a pump going on. Yeah, so it's supinating the handle, it's curling it in. I let it go pretty much almost to full range, just straight, and then cupping it back in. Now we're going to switch to a small diameter handle. This is the reason I do a small standard gym handle like this, is because it can stay in my palm. Now, like I said, the small diameter stuff doesn't hit your fingers. Now watch how I have it in my palm. See, I don't want it in my fingertips. I want it in my palm like this. So you see the bar of it. The bar should always be cutting through my palm and never through my fingers. So it depends on the angle I take of it. So I'm going to show you right here. You see that the frame right here cuts through my palm, but not through my fingers. Palm, good. Right? I don't want it in my fingers anymore. This is directly a palm super forearm flexion type of lift where it shouldn't be hitting my fingers at all. And so I should be able to do this with a lot heavier weight. It's kind of like a partial, basically. It's like a heavy partial deep in your hand and in your forearm. So this is gonna be like the last example of this. But hopefully you guys take something out of this when you guys are doing your cupping work. Now the only thing I could think of is maybe strapping my hand to the stuff, and that might be a little bit better. But I mean, besides that, you know, this is the best I do with rolling handles and holding on, trying to never let it get in my fingers if I can help it, more keeping it in the palm. That's why I'm turning my body and going sideways. Hope you enjoyed.
What's up, guys? So that was it in the cupping exercise. Hopefully I'll do a voiceover for you guys so you got to hear how I explained it. But yeah, man, it's just fingers, it's wrist flexion with high, wrist flexion with low, and then pure wrist flexion with a small handle in the middle of your palm. So hopefully I go over that with you guys. I feel like it hits everything I need to do with cupping. The only improvement I can think of, or small thing that's it's arguable about whether I should change it or not, is all these lifts are me holding on, right? Obviously Devin and a lot of people are big believers in not holding on. So if I wanted handles where I wouldn't have to hold on, I'd have to find handles with straps on the back, like Devin's handle and things like that, which I might start getting into more and more. But besides that, in terms of the reps and sets and how I'm isolating the different muscles for cupping, I think it's great. The only small adjustment would be maybe not holding on and having handles strapped to my hand so I don't have to use my fingers. But people still challenge your fingers, so I'm not a big believer in having weak fingers. I don't know. That goes into arm wrestling technical discussions and what's the most efficient way to arm wrestle and yada yada yada, all that type of stuff. But anyway, there's kind of how I look at cupping, you guys. So people have been asking for some training videos. It's for you guys. Gonna go to work tonight. I'll release another video. Did some chest today. Like I said, I'm gonna work my way up to the road to 500 pound bench. So I'll be posting that in the members section. If you guys want to be a member or you're already a member, thank you. Check that out. Either way, you guys, like, subscribe, all that stuff, and more videos to come.